This episode is brought to you by the Italian Wine Academy, teaching WSET levels 1, 2, and 3 in English, right here in Verona, the home of the Italian Wine Podcast. Want to become part of the international wine sector? Need a worldwide recognized certification? Don't know where to start? You can easily complete our courses while you enjoy the fun and excitement of Verona. Make your vacation good value for money by adding a wine certificate to your souvenirs. Visit our website at italianwineacademy.org for more information and sign up today to start your personal adventure in global wine education. Welcome to Jumbo Shrimp Wine Study Maps. We have specially created this free content for all our listeners who are studying for wine exams. This has been a journey of development since Stevie Kim discovered Rosie Baker's hand-drawn maps on Instagram through 2 years of work by our in-house editorial and graphics team, and now the maps are available to purchase in beta form while they undergo the final proofing and editing by our expert advisory board. It's a 3-layered project because we know everyone learns differently. We now offer the complete box set of 39 maps, this series of podcasts with the maps narrated by our crack team of wine educators, and finally, the study guide book, which will be published later this year. Our map project is in no way a substitute for the material set out by other educational organizations, but we hope all the wine students out there will find our map project a new, exciting, and useful tool for learning. For more information and to buy the maps, please visit our website at mamajumboshrimp.com.
I'm Gill Gordon-Smith, and this is the Jumbo Shrimp Guide to Wine Maps. This map or study guide gives us an overview of the different types of methods used to make sparkling wines. So although they're all fizzy, sparkling wines are made in a wide range of styles. They can be white, red or rosé, come in any level of sweetness, and range in flavour from fresh and fruity through to toasty and nutty. So we're going to focus on white sparkling wine and the grape growing and winemaking techniques that are used. We've talked about the traditional or champagne method in a previous map, so here we'll talk about the others. For example, the transfer method, which is identical to the traditional method up until riddling. Some of the reasons for doing this is that it's less expensive, the bottles are slightly thinner, glass is very expensive, it is filtered and rebottled under pressure, so it produces good quality wines at cheaper prices and very consistent quality. The transfer method you may also find labelled as bottle fermented, and it's mainly used in the New World. The transfer method is really an adaptation of the traditional method, and it avoids the costly and complex process of riddling and disgorgement. The processes used in the transfer method are the same as those used in the traditional method up to the point of riddling. But at this stage, the entire contents of the bottles are simply disgorged into a sealed tank under pressure. The wine in the tank is filtered to remove the used, and liquor d'expedition is added, and the wine is then rebottled into a fresh bottle. So this gives good quality sparkling wines at a much cheaper price than the traditional method. With large batches, it's an easy way to ensure consistent quality and style. It's often possible to tell whether a wine's been made using the traditional or transfer method by looking at the label. Transfer method wines often state bottle fermented, whereas the prestige that is associated with the traditional method means that many winemakers using this technique will put traditional method on the bottle, or method traditionnel. But remember, champagne can only come from champagne, so it's not champagne.
Are you enjoying this podcast? Don't forget to visit our YouTube channel, Mama Jumbo Shrimp, for fascinating videos covering Stevie Kim and her travels across Italy and beyond, meeting winemakers, eating local food, and taking in the scenery. Now back to the show.
Then there's the tank method. So the traditional method and the transfer method produce wines that have flavours of bread and toast. The tank method allows the production of sparkling wine that retains the flavour of the base wine. So this is ideal for making sparkling wines out of grape varieties that have stronger flavours such as Muscat and Riesling, as well as fruity styles such as Prosecco. It's cheaper, it's faster, and it's less labour intensive. And it's often been considered an inferior method, but with high-quality grapes and care during production, high-quality sparkling wines can be made in this way. The difference is the first fermentation will take place in temperature-controlled stainless steel tanks, and that's all about retaining the pure fruit and floral flavours of the grapes. The resulting base wines don't usually undergo malolactic fermentation or oak aging. They'll add yeast, sugar, yeast nutrients and clarifying agents to the wine, and then second fermentation takes place in a sealed tank, and that tank's able to withstand the pressure as the CO2 dissolves in the wine. The wine's filtered to remove the yeasties before it's bottled under pressure. The majority of tank method wines don't show the yeasty autolysis notes. They'll show the fresh fruit character because they don't spend extended time on lees. The autolytic character can be created by using paddles to stir up the lees during second fermentation. However, most winemakers using the tank method want to retain primary fruit flavours, and that's something to think about. What is the reason for making the wine this way? The ASTI method is something that very often comes up in exams, and this method is principally used for the production of sweet sparkling wines in the Piedmont region, in the Asti region of Piemonte, Italy, and it produces sweet, fruity sparkling wines, but is a little bit unusual in that there's only one alcoholic fermentation involved, and that's the difference. So the juice is chilled and stored until needed. When it's required, the juice is warmed and the fermentation takes place in pressurized tanks. Initially, the carbon dioxide is allowed to escape, but partway through fermentation, the tank will be sealed so that carbon dioxide is retained. The ferment continues until the alcohol has reached approximately 7% ABV and the pressure 5 to 6 atmospheres, so a little bit less than champagne. The fermentation is stopped early by chilling the wine, which is then filtered under pressure to remove the yeast. The wine is bottled and usually sold immediately. The cheapest way of making sparkling wines is carbonation, very much like a soda stream that you might have at home. So in this method, carbon dioxide is injected into a still wine and it's then bottled under pressure. It's useful for producing fruity sparkling wines that retain the flavours of the base wine. So for this reason, it's often used to make sparkling wines from grapes with very strong varietal characters or flavours, for example, Sauvignon Blanc. And it's probably the cheapest of all the methods.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Italian Wine Podcast, brought to you by Italian Wine Academy, offering WSET levels 1, 2, and 3 in English. Visit our website at italianwineacademy.org for more information and sign up today to start your personal adventure in global wine education right here in the heart of Verona. Remember to subscribe and like Italian Wine Podcast and catch us on SoundCloud, Spotify, and wherever you get your pods. You can also find our entire back catalog of episodes at italianwinepodcast.com. Chin chin!
Hi guys, I'm Joy Livingston and I am the producer of the Italian Wine Podcast. Thank you for listening. We are the only wine podcast that has been doing a daily show since the pandemic began. This is a labor of love and we are committed to bringing you free content every day. Of course, this takes time and effort, not to mention the cost of equipment, production, and editing. We would be grateful for your donations, suggestions, requests, and ideas. For more information on how to get in touch, go to italianwinepodcast.com.